So I own a DJI Phantom 4 for over 2 years now, and in the usage of it, I've got a transmitter. This is my transmitter. Currently I have it plugged into the wall socket, but it stops charging at about 3 lights right here. Watch, it's charging, and pretty soon you will see that the lights will just turn off by itself. And the problem with that is that the transmitter won't hold the full charge with 4 lights. So you're not getting the full charge out of the transmitter if it just cuts off midway of charging it. So I have a solution that I've been researching into, and I think that once I get my heat gun, which arrives from Amazon tomorrow, I'll be able to use the heat gun and melt the solenoids that's inside of this transmitter. The transmitter, it is nice because it can be used to fly multiple batteries if it's a full charge, but if it's not a full charge, then it's really not that much of use. See, like I said, the transmitter battery is not fully charged. To check the charge of it, see, I just hit that button and it says it's at about 2.5 or 3 lights right there. Now I've left that charger on to the transmitter charging for like a day, and still there's nothing that's ever happened to bring it up to a full charge. So I think it is the transmitter battery problem, where there's some solenoids that just needed to be soldered together more perfect, and I'm going to melt some of it with a hot gun and hope that that fixes the problem and gives it more of a full charge. The other day when I was taking my drone out, where I was at the skateboard park, the bridge, with my wife, I was trying to fly the drone up there, but it was at like 1 battery, and it said that the transmitter level of battery was too low so that it couldn't fly. Furthermore, when it was at like 1 little battery and I tried to put it on the charger, it would just die off at like 1 battery just blinking and blinking. To send this into DJI, it would cost like $200 for them to fix, and also this transmitter has a clip that fell off on the side to hold the phone mount. So I think it's time to get a new transmitter anyway. I found one on Facebook Marketplace that a guy's going to be shipping to me from, I think it's the New Jersey area, for like $150. It's a good deal, so I went ahead and ordered it, and hopefully around next week I'll get a new transmitter here. But since I'll have 2 transmitters, then I'll be able to take one apart when my heat gun comes in tomorrow from Amazon, and I'll show you how to fix it if you need to get your transmitter to a full charge. I wouldn't recommend doing it without 2 transmitters, because in case one of them does go wrong or haywire, you actually have a second one to back up and use the drone with. You need a transmitter to fly it. And that's just the thing with these lithium-ion batteries. You just have to charge them up every now and then and use them. Otherwise, if you charge them to full and let them sit for like over a month, the battery's gonna degrade in the controller, and it's not gonna be charged up full later on when you try to recharge it. So keep those batteries topped off and use them periodically, at least once a month. But in the meantime, while I'm waiting for this battery to come in to blow with the hot gun, I'm gonna go outside and see how this drone still flies around with this controller. On second thought, I better not fly that drone because it's kind of wet outside. Good news though, the heat gun is here, so I'm going to use this and try to fix my transmitter and see if there will be a full battery by heating up the insides of it. First, gotta peel off these tabs right here so it'll expose the screws. And then these little rubber caps here too. And then we gotta take these screws off here with the hex bit. And just doing that for all the corners here. There's one right here and one right here also. And you want to be extra careful not to lose these screws. So have some kind of a glass cup or somewhere to place it in so you can find them easy later on. Okay, after that you could take the cover off. So in here there's a ribbon that has to be disconnected. You could pull up on here, and then there's also two of them over here and here that have to be disconnected to get access into this panel. Okay, so let me try to lift up on this. Okay, and then there's two little cables here. If you got fingernails that can get behind there, that'll work. Okay, there. Okay, so let's get these cables undone here. You want to be real careful with it. The ribbons, you don't want to snap any of the ribbons here. Just be real gentle on it, and it'll come up. Okay, that'll all come out right here. I'm gonna find a kind of a long length Phillips head screwdriver for this one here. Okay, so I'm gonna just pull on here and detach this thing, see if this works. Okay, want to be careful here. Save those screws that come out from there. And once you detach that, this is the clip right here that you want to undo to make sure that it's not going to the battery. Okay, and then when you're looking carefully into here, you get a picture of the different tabs. They're all numbered here. So there's a 1, a 5, a 2, a 4, and we're just gonna unplug all these ones. And then there's also the power connections here. I'm gonna unplug these. There's 1, 2, 3 here that connect to the main board. And then there's the antenna here. Now keep in mind here that there's a gray connection on the right side and the black connection on the left side. Okay, just pull up on it to detach it here. And at these points, there's 2 more screws right here and here. You could just unscrew this out of the reboard now. And do keep in mind that the way I'm doing this, it's going to be some time-consuming procedure, but instead of going to like Facebook Marketplace and picking one up for like $200–300 used, you'll be able to save your Phantom 4 controller. Now mine's just the regular Phantom 4 controller. So just wanted to put that out there. Okay, here it is. This screw here. Almost have this all out now. And then on the board it's going to be this screw right here. Okay, let's try to pop this out now. Should just come right on out. Okay, so from this point there's just a plastic cover that's covering up the light, and I want to pull these off so that I can put the heat gun on it. I don't want to melt this though. There's also a plug port here that you can directly plug in. So for example, you can see that when I take this plug here and then plug it up into here, it's going to give me some light signals, but it only goes up to like 2 and it won't go any up higher than that. Alright, so let's open up this package and take a look at this heat gun here. So that's what it looks like right out the box. And they got reflow tools out there on Amazon, but for my purposes I think that I could just make do with one of these. Look at some of these other tips that they included in here. This tip right here would work, and they just got to cup it over here and use some cardboard to cover up the circuit board. Alright, so this is the section that we're going to focus on, is where this microchip is right around here, and you want to cover up the rest of this so that it's not really focusing on there, and blast this heat about 700 degrees in that section. So got a piece of cardboard here, and I'm gonna shape it and go like this and just reflow or point the heat right there for about 30 seconds or so. Where the LED lights are reading now. Hopefully it goes a little bit past. Oh, it went to 3 and then started blinking. Now it's blinking at 1, so maybe I need to let it cool down some more. Let's try this again. Oh wow, 4 lights now. It's amazing. I got 4 lights back on here now. That is a great sign. Put this all back together now that I got all the lights going. Okay, now time to piece this all together. Make sure everything's going back in here okay. I want to make sure the antennas are all going to be okay too. Alright, now I'm just putting the remote control back together here. I have to make sure that all these wires are going to be inside correctly later. That wire, that wire, that wire, that wire. The power. There's 2 of these. Lots of pieces in here. Lots of little tiny ribbons and cables you gotta fit. But all of it's numbered. It's easy to see what goes where. Just gotta match it up, line it up. So let's start with the power cords here. We'll do one. Okay, and then we'll do the connectors. So just got to remember that dark one is on the right side and the gray one is on the left hand side. Okay, and then just put the ribbons, 5 is right over here. Sure it goes down to the line and just clip it in. Okay, and then this one goes down here. And then we're taking this here and just screwing back the board together how it was. Alright, so now I'm going to connect this one here to here, and I got to feed this connector through this slot right here. Okay, got that ribbon to pop out right there.
43, 45.
Snap it into place. And screw the rest of these in. Alright, so I got all those screws screwed in, and then I'm going to put this plate back in. And you know, I have a remote control, or like I said, on order. It's gonna be here, but I like to just try this out and make sure everything's gonna be looking good on my end here. And in case anything goes wrong, I can always rely to connect the other new transmitter on the way. Okay, I got that ribbon on there. Time to do this ribbon over here. I'm not left-handed, but I'm gonna try my best to just connect it up. Okay, and then the right side clip here. And you just gotta screw the board back in. Got this cover here, just cover it all up. And then use these little hex screws. Almost done here, almost done. Just getting the back panels all hooked up here. It's always easy taking stuff apart, but you just got to remember where stuff goes back together when you're putting it together. Otherwise, it'll be a flop job if you fumble everything up and you lose screws. 2 more screws left. Okay, so put this back on here. And this is a very common problem from researching the forums. So if it's happening to you, don't feel bad that this kind of issue is present with your drone. Oh hell, I got 2 screws left here. I don't know where they came out of. But everything fit here okay. Okay, got that. This bada bing, bada boom. Okay, so let me show you the moment of truth here. If everything was wired up properly, when you push this button and you turn it on, you will see full power there, okay? That means the transmitter is working 100%. That is a good sign. So I hope you found this instructional. I hope that you found this tutorial informational. And if your Phantom 4 remote controller is not working, what you need to do to get you a heat gun from Amazon for like 20 bucks. I think I paid like 25 bucks for this heat gun, and just resolder this whole circuit board, because that's all it takes is for that soldering to melt a little bit. And if you found this instructional, I've got lots of different videos on my channel. Drone videos where I fly the drone around in my vlog. I have different kinds of product reviews and lots of informational ones. So hit that subscribe button and I'll see you later. Alright, peace.